This video is breaking down the steps to go from making $50,000 a year as a photographer or videographer, showing you how you can be making $200K a year or more. If you think $200,000 is just not possible from photography, then this video isn't for you. Me saying these numbers angers some people, makes others feel jealous, and creates skepticism in most. But there's a select group of creative entrepreneurs out there that hear this number and they don't feel jealous or skeptical. They feel inspired. This video is for those who have huge ambitions and who want to push themselves far. If that's you, keep watching, because the reality is you can get to this level in just a few years. There are two ways to make a lot of money from photography or videography. One, get really, really good, build up your network over the course of a decade, and work with the top brands. This takes a long time. The other way is to learn the business side of photography, learn how to scale and use leverage, and get to that $200K a year mark in just 2 to 3 years. And that's what I did. I went full-time with photography in July of 2020, and in Q1 of 2022, I made $50,000. So that only took me 1.5 years to get to that level. And the reason for that fast growth was that I invested a lot of money in my education through online programs. I knew that if I paid someone a few $1,000s, I would be able to get a 10x return on that investment. That kind of trade was a no-brainer for me. By the way, my name is Chris Pieta. I run a product photography company and teach creative business online. So what did I actually do to rapidly increase the amount of money I was making inside my photography business? Well, it all started with the concept of leverage. I'm going to be using the word leverage a lot here, so get familiar with it. What is leverage? Typically, when you put one thing in, you get one thing out. But with leverage, when you put one thing in, you might get 10 out or 100 out. Leverage allows you to use your resources efficiently. And a big unlock for me came when I read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. In the book, he talks about spending money to make money. And there are a lot of ways you can do that inside of your business. Pretty much everything I talk about here requires you to spend money so you can make more money back. Let's start with an easy example. Hiring someone. This is one of the best ways to use leverage in your business. Let's say you make $100 an hour. If you can hire someone for say $10 an hour to do the same exact task, you now pocket the extra $90. This is a form of leverage. You're using your money to hire someone to do the job you can for cheaper. You may think that this is an impossible trade to make, but let me show you an example. As a photographer or videographer, we wear a lot of hats. We take the photos, we edit them, we communicate with the clients, we hop on sales calls to actually get clients. The list goes on and on. If we can identify a task that we can hire someone for, we can utilize leverage. We can hire someone for an easy, repeatable task that we do so that we can focus more on the high value tasks that make us a lot of money. How do photographers make more money? They take more photos for clients. How do we take more photos for clients? Well, we need more clients to take photos for. So if we can spend more time getting clients, we're going to be making a lot more money in our business. So how do we actually get more clients? Well, that's simple. We just spend more time on sales. But it's not that easy because we have other things in the business that we still need to happen every single day. And that's when hiring comes into play. We can hire someone to take over some of those roles. And an easy role to replace is editing. By hiring an editor, we free up so much more time that we can focus on getting more sales, taking more photos, and increasing our revenue. This is the power of leverage at work. We are hiring someone to do a task that doesn't really make us that much money. And then we're spending our free time that we bought back on tasks that make us a lot of money. Understanding the power of investing in people is the first unlock into rapidly increasing your creative business revenue. By delegating your tasks with your team, you can assign tasks that consume your time, and those tasks can be done by others. This frees you up to focus on the core business tasks. Another thing that comes with this is increased productivity. The crazy thing that happened after hiring an editor for me was that my final photos for clients actually improved. I was better able to focus on the client's needs, and I was loving my time behind the camera. My editor is actually better than me, so that unlocked even better results for clients, which in turn allowed me to charge more money. But I'm not even getting into charging more in this video. A great team can help improve your overall productivity and really enhance the efficiency of your business. Having this type of diverse skill set is a huge unlock for your company. And so far, I've only talked about hiring an editor. There are a lot of other roles you can hire, like a virtual assistant that can take care of all your tedious tasks that you do. There's a lot more I want to talk about in this video, so I don't have time to talk about hiring a VA or any other roles. If you want the blueprint for how to hire and train a team, that's linked down below. Check out Creative Biz Launch. Okay, so hiring talent is one way of getting leverage. What else can we do to get leverage? We can get leverage by using technology, specifically softwares that make you more efficient and automate parts of your business. Picture this: a client signs your proposal to work together. They get a welcome email from you with an onboarding form. They get an invoice from you for a 50% deposit, and a new project gets created in your project management software. This is a normal sequence that happens every time we sign on a client, and it takes us some time to do all this. What if I told you that all these steps could be automated? As soon as the client signs that proposal, an automation can trigger, and those steps can happen without you having to do anything. The signature triggers the next step, which is that welcome email. And then the invoice gets created and sent in QuickBooks. And finally, that project gets created in Notion. And all this happens without you. Normally, this might take you 10 to 30 minutes. Maybe you were in the middle of a photo shoot and you had to pause to do this, so it takes you a while to get back in the zone. By getting rid of these manual actions and automating them, we gain leverage. And this is just one example of how we can use automation software to help our workflow. There are dozens of other things that happen in your day-to-day that can be fully automated using software. Imagine how much time you can get back with this stuff. Now, obviously, the software won't be free, but it's going to be way cheaper than having to hire someone to do all this. Automations are actually better than people a lot of the time. Why? Because softwares don't make the same mistakes that humans do. They reduce the risk of human error. Your automation software is never going to invoice your client for the wrong amount. Sure, there may be other issues that come up with this, but human error will be a thing of the past when you automate things. Softwares also never sleep. You can have these automations working for you 24/7. This is such a powerful unlock in your business. You're probably thinking that you need to learn coding for this, but I've got some great news for you. You don't even need to know anything about coding to automate your business. There are softwares out there that make these kinds of automations so easy to set up. And this is exactly what I teach all of my students inside my program. I've got something big at the end here in just a minute, but first, if you want to scale your business and hit these numbers in just a couple years rather than a decade, I ask you to check out Creative Biz Launch. That's my program where I help photographers and videographers start and scale their businesses. In Creative Biz Launch, I actually teach you who to hire, in what order, and how to train them and manage them. On top of all that, we have videos dedicated to showing you the best automations to build out. I give you my best softwares that I've tested, and I teach you how to deploy them in your business. The students in the program are hitting multi-$1,000 deals left and right. I'd love for the opportunity to help you grow your business. Link for that is down below. Okay, what's the one thing that we can start doing so that rather than having to go get clients, they actually come to us? This is another form of leverage, and this may sound too good to be true, but it's possible. At the same time, it does require a lot of hard work, and there are no shortcuts to this process. I'm talking about building brand. Let me make one thing clear here. Your brand isn't the logo or the colors on your website. Sure, these are part of it, but they are a tiny, tiny fraction of what a brand actually is. Your brand is your reputation. It's your values. It's what clients expect when they work with you. When I say Apple, you automatically think high-end electronics. When I say Amazon, you think unlimited options and fast delivery. These companies have spent decades building up their reputation, and we're gonna start doing the same thing. By building brand, we create an environment where our clients start approaching us rather than the other way around. When I try and think of the type of company I want to become, especially as a service-based business, this is what comes to mind. I want to be considered premium. I want to get results for my clients, and I want the clients to have a great time working with me. This means I need to charge a lot, I need to be really good at what I do, and I need a great customer experience. We build out brand on these three foundations. These three things follow every action I do. Now, once you actually do what you say you're gonna do, you need to create content around your brand so you can build up your reputation. Post on LinkedIn, post on YouTube, post on Instagram. You have to be putting out a lot of content to actually build up your brand, and this is hard work. Start showing the world, and ideally your target customer, who you are. Do this on a consistent basis for multiple years, yes, multiple years, and you'll have built a small brand. This is extremely hard to do. The strategy is stupid simple, but the execution is really hard. But if you manage to stay consistent with this type of content and deliver results around your three values, then you will build a brand clients will be lining up to work with. Like I mentioned earlier, I work with photographers and videographers who are making 0 to 200K a year. If you want to get to that 200K a year mark in just a few years rather than a decade, that's exactly what I help with, and I'd love to help you move faster. You can click the link down below to get started with Creative Biz Launch. That's all I got. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.